Around the world, Dubai is known for its eclectic restaurant scene. But how well is the Emirates restaurants sector doing? Well, this is what we're discussing on today's edition of Inside AB. I am Shruti Nair and this is Bernd Busman. Right, so Bernie, around the world, we know that restaurants have sort of been experiencing a challenge. But what is the scene here in Dubai?
Well, there has been a challenge, but things are going okay. Recently, there was a KPMG report which found that, of course, Dubai still leads the UAE rather still leads the Middle East in terms of restaurants. Actually, in Dubai in particular, which I thought was interesting, in terms of the number of restaurants per million residents, it's second in the world, only after Paris, which is interesting.
Oh, interesting.
In the UAE, the best performing sector is quick service restaurants, which are becoming more popular as people look for different ways to save a little bit of money. So, quick restaurants, you go in, get your food, cheapest food, you leave, that sort of thing. So yeah, that's overall things are okay according to the KPMG report.
All right, so you're obviously talking about restaurants where you actually go and dine, etc. But what about deliveries? That's a fairly new concept, but how is it doing in Dubai?
Well, deliveries, like you said, it's still a fairly new concept, but they have been growing quite a bit year on year. In 2018, there was 32% of operators who said they attribute more than a quarter of their revenue to delivery sales. Now, the year before that, it was 21%, so it's quite a significant difference. And of course, all the major delivery firms are delivering food now. Uber Eats, for example, Zomato, that kind of thing. They're continuing to do quite good business in the UAE.
All right, so I know you're saying that it's doing well, etc., but I'm sure they are still facing certain challenges. What would they be?
Well, we've had a lot of stories about this on ArabianBusiness.com. For one, there's a lot of competition. So it really needs to be a strong concept, especially if it's a high-end restaurant, for it to survive. There's high operating cost. For example, rent. We've done a lot of stories with experts that have said that high rents and kind of not particularly accurate predictions about footfall in these restaurants. I mean, it kills a lot of restaurants very quickly. And you see that restaurants come, especially these high-end restaurants, there's a lot of fanfare about them, but they don't last particularly long.
Right.
Also, we mentioned deliveries, and recently I did an interview with Samer Hamada, who's the founder and managing partner of Aegis Hospitality, which set up things such as Stereo Arcade. He said, you'd be surprised how many restaurants have suffered from delivery options. So he said you really need to be a strong concept to survive in the age of a paper bag. So that's something that a lot of restaurants are still struggling with, how to fold that into their own business models.
Right.
But in the long term, according to the KPMG report, they're cautiously optimistic about the sector. As more restaurants get in on that delivery trend and more people come and obviously need to eat food ahead of Expo 2020.
Right. Cautious optimism there then. Thank you so much, Bernie, for that. Interesting outlook on the restaurant sector in the UAE. We will be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. with another news topic that is being discussed in Inside AB, so don't go anywhere.